Spoiler warning, if you have not yet seen the new James Bond movie, No Time to Die, we do talk about spoilers in this podcast, so if you haven't seen it, well, you may want to click away.
Hello and welcome to the Eloquent Podcast with your host. I'm Luke.
And I'm Elliot.
We're reviewing today James Bond, No Time to Die. Elliot, dope or not dope?
Dope.
It's awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Sweet. Spoiler warning for anyone. James Bond is dead! What the hell?
Wait, no, you can't get the spoiler. Wait.
I'm going straight to the spoiler. I want to talk about it. Elliot, I want to talk about it.
Okay.
How did you feel? He's gone.
To be honest, when we went to see it, I couldn't. I knew it was going to happen. It was one of those moments. I knew the missiles were coming, but part of me was like, okay, James Bond's not going to die. He's going to do something. Because growing up watching James Bond movies, he was the guy. He was invincible. He dodged bullets and
yeah,
no.
To be fair, I think he went out like a champ. He went out like
a champ for sure. Yeah.
Mate, I want to go out like him. Missiles coming at me, looking at the sunset, saying bye to my wife. It sounds bloody amazing.
Yeah, if James Bond had to die, they picked the perfect death for him. A true hero's death.
5 missiles coming at him. He's
poisoned as well.
Yeah, exactly, poisoned. I just thought it was like the perfect hero sacrifice. You know, it just sort of ties together how much his kids mean to him. It's sort of tied off for me. The emotional, you're more emotionally invested in me, in the James Bond character. So I felt a little bit more detached than you to see the ending. But I thought it was a good way for him to go. If I'm being honest with you.
I thought it was a good way. I thought they executed it beautifully, but I just couldn't believe it because he's James Bond. James Bond can't die. He's James Bond.
Do you know what? Do you know that last shot? It did a 5-second shot that stuck into my brain. Where the sunset and it's him and the wind's blowing on his t-shirt and he's just looking at the sunset and looking at the island, and then the bombs go. I was like, that is a background. That is going to be my background screensaver. I just thought I thought it was sick. I really enjoyed it. I just enjoyed the movie. There was no part of the movie where I was sitting there when's this going to bloody end? Do you know what I mean?
No, there was a lot that happened, and it was a very long movie. But that being said, it, like you say, it was entertaining. There was so much conflict happening throughout the whole 2 hours and a half of it, and I was on the edge of my recliner seat in the cinema.
The edge of my recliner. If any of you don't know now, Odeon has recliner seats. And they are beautiful.
Well, one of the Odeons near us has that we like to go.
The one we go to. Well, we digressed here. James Bond. If you had to give it a score out of 10, what would you say?
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Eight and a half. I just thought, and it sort of tied off the James Bond character. I don't know for you, maybe. Your more extensive knowledge about the background of the character, but for you, how did you feel what they tried to do is they tried to tie up a lot of loose ends for the James Bond character, let him meet all these previous villains, let him meet some of the people who've caused him pain. How did you feel? Him sort of tying off the story.
You know what? It was interesting because that movie in itself felt very different to all of the other Daniel Craig movies, because Daniel Craig has always been, if you've seen the old James Bonds, the old James Bond was a bit more cheesy, there was a bit more comedy, but then Daniel Craig came along with Casino Royale and he was the tough James Bond that kind of made sense, for someone who's grown up an orphan and is now a certified killer who works for MI6. It made sense for James Bond to be like Daniel Craig, and that's what was so refreshing about him as an actor. But I think with this movie, No Time to Die, we see a bit more of a vulnerable side to Bond with his girlfriend, and then he goes back to Vesper's grave.
I'm really excited for the future of the character, because I think they've sort of hit a nail on the head that people want to see complex characters. They want to see these heroes in pain. I think that for me, it was so exciting to I almost jumped into the James Bond sort of fad through Skyfall. I watched Skyfall. I thought this is sick. And then I watched Spectre at midnight, and now this one. And like jumping into the franchise a bit late, it brings me excitement for the next load. I know they sort of tease what's going up. Obviously, you had another spoiler warning, but you have a woman now who's 007, and they sort of alluded to that James Bond is not just a white man. It's just a number. It's a value system. It's hard work. It's giving your life for the country that you live in. And for me, I didn't mind. I really didn't mind. I was just like, well, that is right, isn't it? Like anyone who's willing to adopt a culture and give it a face and move forward to the franchise, I'm really excited.
Yeah, no, I think that's interesting what you say about it. The agent just being a number, because that's true. Like James Bond is just the embodiment of what that Secret Service person would be. He's just one character, but there's loads of double O's as well in MI6. So it was cool to see a different agent, but it was also funny seeing the fact that she's kind of taken over 007's role and seeing that dynamic between them. But I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I know. I like the fact that it wasn't so pushy about it. It wasn't so pushy. Like she said, I at the very end, I want to reinstate him as a 007. Like that respect for the character, like the respect for the character that he's built up for himself. And then that for me really, I don't like them to undercut anything. Do you know what I mean? Like Daniel Craig's done an amazing job through the films that he's done, and that respect for the character is there, and the respect for the character will be the next time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought that was really beautiful what they did actually, and it really, I feel like that was for the fans. They put that in there just to give some honour to the fans, and for Daniel Craig, like you say, as he's going out now, finishing.
Definitely. I mean, like you said, James Bond's such a beloved character, and it's a shame to see the end. But I mean, any good story needs to end.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Every good story needs to end, and that's the beautiful thing about it now. Now you can watch it from start to finish, you know?
Yeah, and you know what it is as well for Hollywood, because you know, there's a lot of Hollywood movies that just kind of force another movie just for the sake of getting more money. But it's cool that they have brought it to an end. So yeah, that being said, I think there is room for them to do some more movies within different parts of James Bond's life. Because even in the old movies, it's not in chronological order. So it's interesting to see what the next movie would be if they do bring out another one.
Yeah, no. So
that being
said, I loved the movie. I think it was. I thought it was great. Yeah. What's your thoughts, Elliot? On final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I thought it was a beautiful way to end Daniel Craig's saga, and no complaints. No complaints. Yeah. Great movie.
Great movie. Anyway, this has been the Eloquent Podcast with your host Luke
and Elliot.
Anyway, we're off. See you later, guys. See you next one.
That's it for episode 1 of the Eloquent Podcast, folks. If you enjoyed, make sure to go check us out on social medias at Eloquent Podcasts, or you can follow our film production company at Eloquent Visions. We're going to be doing a lot more podcasts, so stick around. And thanks for watching.